Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Vayera, angels are all over the place. First, an angel comes to Hagar to help her in the deserts. Quote, the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven. Unquote. Then, two angels come to destroy the city of Sodom. Quote, and the two angels came to Sodom in the evening. Unquote. Then, an angel stops Abraham from sacrificing his son Isaac. Quote, and the angel of the Lord called Abraham from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham, do not lay your hand on the lad. Unquote. Angels appear frequently in the Torah. Here are two more examples from the book of Genesis alone. Jacob, with God beside him, sees a ladder leading up to heaven, with angels going up and down on it non-stop. Was that an ancient reporting system? Jacob struggles with an angel all night and prevails, then gets his name changed to Israel, meaning he who struggles with God. Quotes, and the angel said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, because you fought with God and with men and prevailed. Unquotes. So let's talk about the Jewish view of angels. What are they? What is their role? Well, the Hebrew word for angel is malach, from the root lamed aleph chaf, meaning to send. So malach means he who is sent. An angel is therefore an emissary, someone God sends to perform a task. Note in passing that malach does not have the same root as melech, meaning king. The root of king is mem lamed chaf. Angels are more knowledgeable and more powerful than people, but have no independent will. They just carry out orders from God. Because they are just emissaries of God's, there are angels for everything, for whatever God has in mind to do. The Talmud and Midrash mention angels for prayer, for hail, for rain, for anger, for Gehenna, for birth and pregnancy, for the sea, even for lusts. There are also guardian angels for entire groups and for special people, even evil ones. The Persians had one named Dubiel. Edom had one. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had one named Kal. In fact, all kings have one. There is even an angel for the entire universe, Metatron, also called Sar, meaning prince. These guardian angels plead on behalf of their charges. For example, in the Midrash, God summons the guardian angels of all the nations to discuss the enslavement of the Israelites in Egypt. The angel Gabriel, upon orders from Michael, produces a portion of the wall the Israelites have been forced to build for the Egyptians. It is found to contain the body of an Israelite child. So God punishes first the guardian angel of Egypt, then the Egyptians themselves. This, of course, raises questions. Why was the angel punished if he has no will of his own? And if angels can argue cases and sway gods, why is it wrong to pray to them? Because it is. Jews must pray only to gods. Angels also are not eternal. Not all of them. The Midrash says that every day God creates a legion of angels, they sing before him and disappear. The exact limits of angels are not always clearly defined. Judaism teaches that there is no intermediary between people and gods. So the rabbis tried hard to counter the people's belief in the power of angels, which they considered a form of idolatry. Yet the rabbis were not above using people's belief in the intercession of angels to get them to use only Hebrew in prayer. The Talmud says that the angels don't understand Aramaic. The implications being that if you want the angels to listen to you, pray in Hebrew. This is why most prayers are now in Hebrew. Aramaic is found only in the Gemara, parts of the Zohar, and a few prayers such as the Kaddish, Kol Nidrei, Halachma, Hadgadya, Ehad Miodea, and others. Perhaps the best known and feared angel in Jewish lore is the angel of death, the Malach HaMavet. He just picks up people when God decrees their time is up. In the Talmud, he is known as Hasatan, the adversary, or Samael, or the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. He may goads God into ordering certain actions, as in the book of Job. He can be delayed from accomplishing his mission by prayer, study, or charity, or fooled, such as by changing the name of dying people, or moved to compassion. He's either not very bright or is always welcoming good excuses to avoid accomplishing his dark mission. If angels are God's staff, there must be a chief of staff. 7 archangels head the world of angels. They carry out tasks of special significance for world history. They are Michael, meaning God's strength. He's in charge of heaven. No, Gabriel, meaning God's strength, is in charge of heaven. Michael, meaning who is like God, watches over Israel. Raphael, meaning God's healer, watches over the spirits of humans. Uriel, meaning God's light, leads the angelic host and guards the underworld, Sheol. Raguel, meaning God's friend, is in charge of justice and harmony. Sariel, meaning God's command, has special tasks. For example, he was sent to receive the soul of Moses, and Moses owed all his knowledge to him. He also told Jacob the meaning of the ladder he dreamed. Yeremiel, meaning God's mercy, reviews people's lives with them after they have died and sometimes before. There are also groups of angels, the Cherubim, the Seraphim, the Ophanim, the Hayot HaKodesh, which we invoke when we sing El Adon, the song of creation, on Shabbat morning. A very popular song featuring angels, which has fueled some controversy, is Shalom Aleichem. It is sung before the Shabbat meal. It says, Shalom Aleichem Malachei HaSharet, peace to you, O ministering angels. Borachem LeShalom, come in peace. Barchuni LeShalom, bless me with peace. Tzetchem LeShalom, depart in peace. It was composed in the 17th century by Kabbalists in Tzefat, Israel. Its origin is in the Talmud. Quote, it was taught, Rabbi Yosei, son of Rav Yehuda, said, 2 ministering angels accompany man on Shabbat Eve from the synagogue to his home, one good and one evil. When he arrives at home and finds the lamp burning, the table laid out, and the bed covered with a spread, the good angel exclaims, may it be so on another Shabbat also. And the evil angel unwillingly responds, Amen. But if not, if everything is in disorder and gloomy, the evil angel exclaims, may it be so on another Shabbat also. And the good angel unwillingly responds, Amen. Unquote. The song welcomes these 2 angels. The controversy was raised by the Vilna Gaon and Rav Yaakov Emden in the 18th century. The song says, bless me with peace, O angels of peace. But angels cannot bless. Only God can. Many commentators wishing to retain the song have suggested ways around the controversy. One said it's an expression of hope, not a request. Another said it's an expression of humility. Although we know only God can grant the blessing, we dare not address God directly. Or we are asking God to have the angels bring our prayers before Him, as they are supposed to do. Or angels are allowed to do a few simple things on their own, so we can ask them. Or we're not praying to the angel, but to God, to ask that He send us His angel to do what we ask the angel to do. Or it's a command, not a request. Bless me means do the job you were sent to do. A disciple of the Vilna Gaon said, in singing Malachei Alyon Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, that is, messengers of the Most High from the Supreme King of Kings, do not pause between Elyon and Mimelech to make it clear that the Malachei Elyon are emissaries from God and not a higher power on their own. Note that the angels in the song are enjoined to leave at the end, before the meal begins, because angels do not eat, and people find it distasteful to be watched as they eat by those who do not eat. Still, some Jews won't sing that line. Prominent commentators fought against the frequent appearance of angels in Jewish liturgy, and tried hard to exclude them. Their basis is simple. One does not petition angels. The Rambam, Maimonides, said that angels simply denote natural and psychic forces, not divine beings. Rabbi Yosef Kimchi, from 12th century Spain and France, said, true penitence does not stand in need of intervention by the saints. Feigned penitence will not be helped by either the dead or the saints, by man or angel. Isaac Abravanel from 15th century Spain decried all appeals to angels. Yom Tov Lipman Mulhausen from 15th century Europe said, "Our sages rejected any intermediation between man and the Creator. Appeals to intermediaries leads to devilry and idolatry." Some rabbis just changed the text of the liturgy to avoid the implication of pleading with angels for their intervention. Others, however, said these passages do not contradict pure monotheism. In conclusion, we can say that angels are at the margin of Judaism. People frequently like to refer to them and ask them things, but most rabbis do not. So rabbis carefully monitor all references to them to minimize their role. Shabbat Shalom.